Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Megan. I own multiple small businesses, including some Etsy shops. And in today's video, I am going to be working on 3 orders for 16 placemats. So 16 placemats total for the 3 orders. So if you don't know, I do embroidered placemats. I'll show you one for example. So this one I have an order for 4. And this is what it looks like. As you can see, it's very detailed. There's got some glitter vinyl in it, or not glitter vinyl, HTV vinyl. Santa's glittery too, so that's one that I have an order for 4 to work on today. Luckily, I already got a head start on working on these orders. I believe the soonest one doesn't have to ship out until the 10th, and it's currently the 2nd, so I do have time. But since the holidays are coming up and shipping delays, I really want everything to kind of go out as soon as possible, so then if there are delays, it won't be a big deal. And this is another one that I have. So as you can see around the border, there's all different types of like Christmas fabrics. I really like this one. I think it's a super cute idea, and it doesn't take that long to make compared to the other ones, like that other one. So technically only these 3 blocks I have to embroider, but it does take a while to cut out each individual piece here and kind of sew them together and get it all cut out and things like that. But overall, I think this one takes less time. And I have 2 orders for 6 each of these, so a total of 12. And I am in the middle of completing my first 2. So I'm working on these in sets of 2, so I don't do the same thing over and over and over again and slowly lose my mind. So I'm just kind of pacing myself slowly but surely. But today and just overall in this video, I really want to get these orders done as soon as possible. I was thinking about doing a craft show this weekend. So it's currently Thursday, and it would have been either Saturday or Sunday. And I decided not to do it just because I really want to focus on my businesses and my shops as well, and just working on orders and making sure all of my customers are happy. And although it would have been really great to go out in the community and kind of, show my wares to people, I didn't think it was like super necessary this year. I feel like I'm making a good amount of money just from my Etsy shop, or various Etsy shops, and my recently released website. So it's meganlouisecrafts.com if you haven't checked that out. I haven't totally uploaded everything that I have on my Etsy on there, but I got pretty much all the Christmas stuff up, so at least that's done with. But yeah, in today's video, I'm going to kind of show you my process for getting these placemats done, how I try to save as much time as possible, and also how I use my Cricut to kind of help pre-cut the applique pieces, and overall just my time savers and things that, kind of help me get these done as quickly as possible. Of course, even though I try to be as quick as I can, they do tend to take a while. I don't know if I'm going to offer these next year, but they do bring in a good amount of money for me. So I charge $22 for each, for one of these placemats. And I do offer discounts and stuff every once in a while. For example, I just had the Black Friday and Cyber Monday sales, and I think I got like 2 or 3 sales from that. So, not too bad, especially since they bring in a lot of money. Because if you think 6 times 22, that's well over $100. I think it's like 132 or something like that, if I can think of it off the top of my head. And yeah, so they're definitely my biggest orders that I've had for sets of placemats. Before, the largest order that I had was 4, but now people are getting more into Christmas time. And just overall with these placemats, like I haven't seen any or many of these on Etsy, especially to the quality that I make. So I really enjoy making them. They're really unique. And hopefully next year, if I do decide to do them, I will charge more. But yeah, overall, I feel like I did decent for posting Christmas stuff this year. There's definitely a lot more that I want to post next year. I didn't get to do any kid shirts or anything like that for Christmas. But honestly, my kid shirts haven't really done that well. I think my pictures are fine. Maybe working on my tags and stuff will help. I don't really know. I'm not a super big fan of ads either, but I do have ads up on my websites right now, especially my knitting shop, because that's obviously a seasonal thing, and that's kind of blowing up right now. It's getting a lot of clicks on ads and a couple favorites here and there, but nobody, not many people are buying, but they are kind of pricey, so I don't really blame people too much. But they're high quality items, so I know from a buyer, if I knew it was really high quality, I would pay that amount. And luckily I have gotten some sales from that as well. So that's kind of off on a tangent there, not really part of this video. The purpose of this video is to work on my placemats. So right now I'm gonna start, continuing to work on them, and I'll show you my process. In the meantime, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. So let's get back to work. Alright, just excuse the mess in the background here, but I have all of my pieces for the Santa block cut out. That's the Santa placemat that I just showed you guys. So I have all these pieces cut out, and what I am going to do now is I'm going to cut them down to 1/2 inch right by the lines here on the outside. That way it'll be easier to sew and there won't be long versus short pieces. So I'm going to do that right now. And I also have Country View Monograms just posted a new video. If you haven't followed her or aren't subscribed to her channel, definitely do that. She posts a lot of great videos as well, very similar to my channel, pretty much all embroidery focused. So if that's something you're interested as well, definitely check out her channel. So yeah, I'm going to work on cutting out this right now, and then I'm going to watch this video as well. And then we'll start working on our next, embroidering out our next placemat, which you can see my machine over here. Alright, so as you saw in the last clip, I just finished trimming off the edges of the other placemat. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start embroidering my next project. So as you can see, this one is labeled block 1, and there's 6 blocks when you embroider these placemats. So every time, let's say I work on block 1 of one project, and I have it on the machine. This bag will be empty, and while the block 1 on the first project stitching out, I will start cutting out the first block of the second project. There we go. So it's kind of like a continuous thing going on. So I have all my pieces pre-cut. So she gives you exact measurements for doing these placemats, but I kind of come up with my own because I use my Cricut to cut out the placemats. So what I'm going to do, take it out of the bag. Then I usually have my bin to put the empty bag in. And as you can see, so this will be the elf hat, the top of it. So I have the Heat and Bond light cut out the exact same size here. And then I have my iron all, there you go, you can see it now. I have my iron all ready to go. So I have my kind of parchment paper. And then I'm just going to iron down the Heat and Bond to the fabric. And I usually hold it down for about 8 seconds. And then it should be good to go. So like I said, she gives you exact measurements to do, but I usually kind of do my own. Oh. Just kidding, I never actually turned on my iron. So let me go do that really quick. Alright, now my iron's going. You can see that it's orange, so that means it's on. So now I'm going to iron down the Heat and Bond light to this fabric, and I'm going to do that for all of these 4 pieces. And then this is the background fabric, so I don't have to do anything for that. And then here's my cotton batting. So I cut out 2 of each of these pieces, and I have enough for these pieces to cut out 2. So I'm going to iron them down right now. Alright, I have all of my applique pieces heat and bonded, so it's got the heat and bond on the back. So all those pieces are done. So now I'm going to go unplug my iron, and then we'll start to put it on the Cricut mat, and I'll show you how to do that. Alright, sorry if it's a little wobbly there. So what I'm going to do is unplug my laptop, and I'm going to pull up Cricut Design Space. Cancel this. This is from another project I was working on. So if you guys didn't see my one of my previous videos on how to create SVG files using Embroidery Essentials, that's what I used. So a little bit. So what I did is I would upload each design onto Embroidery, and then I would kind of pick out each for the basting stitch each part, and then kind of create an SVG file. Again, I'll kind of go more into depth, so I'll show you another video as well on exactly how to do this as well. I'm going to hit Make It. And since I have the Cricut Explore Air 3, it's going to say, oh, what mat would you like to use without a mat or on a mat? But I always use my mats. And I just cleaned them yesterday, so they should be all good and sticky. So for this first one, I cut out my pieces 5 inches by 5 inches. So I'm just going to make sure that the top of the hat, which is this fabric here, I'm making sure that's going to, it's going to cut it out within the guidelines that I cut the fabric from. So I'm going to grab my Cricut mat, and I'm going to start from this corner, so where it says 1, 1. And then I'm just going to place that on the mat. Again, I'm going to create a video that's more in depth on how to do this, but for now, this is what we got. Alright, so now we have this first part on the mat. Again, it's nice and sticky because I just cleaned it, so we shouldn't have any issues with that. Now we'll work on the next piece, which looks like it's the hair. So then I'm going to kind of keep my pieces away from each other, just so it accidentally doesn't cut anything. Place that down. So I'm starting from 6, so I'm going to move over to 6. And it ends at 9, so I'm going to make sure it finishes before the 9. There we go. And I'm not going to mirror any of these because I'm going to select the feasible fabric option. Okay, and then this will kind of go long ways, so 6 to 12. Usually depending on the size that I'm doing, I usually do it on the long mat, but since this is only for 2 of the sections, and I don't have to necessarily worry about that. And then this ends on the 5. Oh, I think it goes this way. That makes more sense. So starting on the 6 and ends at 11. Perfect. And it's well within the perimeters, and then now I'll do this part. Which again, I usually keep a good distance between each of the sections. Right. So 5 by 12. It starts at line 7. 5 by 12. Alright, so now we have all the pieces on the mat, and now I'm going to work on cutting out all these pieces. Alright, I have my mat all loaded, and now I'm going to work on cutting it. And again, since I'm using fabric with heat and bond, I put it on the fusible fabric setting. Alright, everything is all cut. As you can see, you can kind of see the elf. So I'm going to show you how easy it is to peel it off. And sometimes the heat and bond doesn't want to come off right away, so you just kind of gotta slowly guide it. But look how easy this is. It's coming off super easily off the mat. No problems at all. And this will save you so much time if you're cutting out your applique pieces, which for me, if I didn't have this, I would be having to cut out so many pieces. Looks like part of it's sticking a little bit, but it happens. Just cut it and it's no problem. So yeah, these are the applique pieces. Like I said before, they all have the heat and bond on it, so you don't have to pre-cut these pieces, or not pre-cut, you don't have to cut out the applique pieces as you go. It'll just make it a much quicker process. And now I gotta get back to work, but I just really wanted to show you guys really quick how easy it was. Alright, so here's what we got so far, and I used my applique pieces. I used my mini heat press to heat all of these down, and as you can see with the crown here, there are some stitch lines. So what I do is I just place the crown within those stitch lines and make sure it doesn't go over too much. So you don't want the lines to show, you want to cover all of the lines. That looks pretty good. And then I take my mini heat press and hold it down for about 8 seconds each, and then it should be all tacked down. So like I said, it saves a lot of time and effort, and it creates a really beautiful product. And again, it makes it easier so you can continue with your work. Hey everyone, so present day Megan here. So I first started filming this video at the beginning of the month, and now it's December 18th. I've just been totally drowning in all these placemat orders. They just take forever. But in this clip, I'm going to show you how I cut out each of the fabric pieces. Again, I do 2 placemats at a time, and I just decided that I'm no longer going to be offering these. They just take up way too much time to make, and it kind of drives me a little nuts. So I want to make projects that don't take as long, but I just wanted to give you guys a little update. So I hope you guys found this video interesting and you enjoyed it. Again, like I said, I'm not going to be offering these again in my shop, but I just kind of wanted to show you the process and just have a video up for you guys to watch as well. I also want to let you guys know that I'm going to be posting an announcement video very soon, as well as kind of an overview of how my 2021 went and what my hopes for 2022 are. So again, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and please consider subscribing as well. I have a lot of content ideas that I hope you guys are excited about, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!